on. Come here. Hurry up. Hello. Welcome to Warriors Talk here on UBM Radio with Lady Rochelle. And as always, I am delighted you have chosen to tune in today. It is Relationship Monday, and we have such a hot, juicy topic on today. We're talking about being single, yeah. Saved, yes. Satisfied, wait a minute. So we have a juicy topic for our Relationship Monday. Before we get into the topic, I just want to make sure that you stay connected with me on all forms of social media. I am on Facebook right now, Warriors Talk with Ines. I am on Twitter, Instagram, and Periscope at Warriors Talk 1. You can go to my email, warriorstalk1@gmail.com. And you can always get more information at the website, warriorstalk.org. If you ever miss a live broadcast of the show, don't panic. Just go to Spreaker.com, and that's SPREAKER.com. Follow me, and guess what? I'll follow you back. You can also subscribe to my YouTube channel. Keyword is subscribe. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, Warriors Talk with Lady Rochelle. Right now, I am giving away gifts. If you subscribe to my YouTube channel, I have 3 gifts to give away. One gift was won by Tracy Kincaid, and I have 3 more to give away. So all you need to do is to go to my YouTube channel, subscribe to Warriors Talk with Lady Rochelle for Eyes on the Community, and you will win a gift. Now, we would always love to hear from you. You can call in at 312-754-4333. Again, this is Relationship Monday, and we are going to be talking about being single, saved, and satisfied. And I have an amazing guest here today that's going to be able to break that down for us and let us know that if she's really single, saved, and if she's satisfied. Man, that's satisfied. That's a heavy word. So Warriors Talk would not be possible at all without my sponsors. So I'm so excited because I actually have a brand new sponsor, and that is Sisters Working It Out. Sisters Working It Out is actually a healthcare advocacy actually in motion. What they do is they go out into the community and they educate women and men on cancer detection, and they also deal with HIV as well. So they would take you from head to toe. They cater to you. They will take you to your appointments. They will help you get connected to resources, and they will also give you words of motivation. So that is Sisters Working It Out. You can go to sistersworkingitout.org for more information. I'm also grateful for Emmanuel Church of God in Christ. You can go to emmanuelkojic.com for service information. I have Paula Kelly with Allstate as well. You can go to Paula Kelly at allstate.com. I have Candace Lucas with Red Alert. You can go to redalert.com, and that's RID alert.com. We have Mary Kay with Gloria Dotson. You can go to marykay.com/GDOTSON. Again, I am grateful for my sponsors. Without them, I would not be able to air the testimonies, the survivors, the resources, and everything that's connected to this program. So thank you. Thank you to everybody on Facebook that's tuning in. I'm going to encourage you to share the video. Share the video, like the video, and invite someone in and comment, because we value your opinion. Our relationship quote of the day is, truth is, everybody is going to hurt you. You just got to pick the right one that's worth suffering for. Again, our topic is single, yeah. Saved, yes. Satisfied? Wait a minute. And I can't take the credit for that. I actually saw an article on Facebook that was written by Eric Borden, and he actually wrote this article for the Single, Saved, Satisfied movement. And so he actually just broke down his singleness and how he felt being single, saved, and satisfied. So I have a special guest, and I'm not going to hold her any longer. Right now, we also have my resident special guest expert that joined us, Valerie Wright. Hello, Valerie.
Hello, everyone. How are the warriors doing today?
Yes. We are going to have some interesting conversation. When I tell you it's going to be hot and juicy, it's going to be hot and juicy. So my special guest today, she was born and raised in the Midwest, graduated from the University of Tennessee, pursued her passion as a fashion blogger, voice-over talent, model, television personality, and a woman of God. She is a house music. Let me make sure I pronounce this right. What is it? What's this word?
I never pronounce it correctly.
Okay. A fastinata. Is that how you pronounce it?
Fastinista?
No, a fastinata.
He's like, no.
That's not it?
What is
Pronounce it. I think it's a fastinata. Aficionado?
Aficionado.
It sounds Spanish.
Oh, that is aficionado. Oh, wow. Okay. We just got a Spanish lesson today. She is a house music aficionado, which means she is like
enthusiastic
about it. She knows all about it. She can tell you all about it. Yeah, she feels that house music. You know, we're one of those too. So it says who enjoys going out dancing, but guess what? She likes to stay home and cook as well. She's single, and she wants nothing more to have a family of her own. And so this is why she actually took a chance on TLC's new relationship series, Spouse House, which airs 10 episodes. It's a reality show, and they have 14 singles in the house, so 7 men, 7 women from the Chicago area, and they all under one roof for 8 weeks trying to find the one. And she knew the odds were stacked against her because one of her requirements was she wanted her spouse to be a man of God. Now, did she find her man of God in this house? Well, we're going to find that out. So welcome to Warriors Talk, Toya Michelle.
Thank you so much. The introduction was amazing. I don't know how to proceed after that, but thank you so much.
Awesome. So I am excited about this topic because we have a lot of single women and men, but mostly you don't really hear about the single men. You hear a lot about the single women. And so when you think about the word single, you think about someone that's being, in the dictionary it says unmarried or not involved in a sexual relationship. Saved would be someone who has accepted Jesus Christ as their personal Savior. And if you are satisfied, that means you are content or you are pleased. So Toya, I just want you to give us a brief summary of what it was like to be in that spouse house.
So the experience overall was amazing. That's the word I feel like I use for everything, but it was an amazing experience. But not just to find someone, but just to find out about myself, to find my strength, figure out what my weaknesses were, and how to do it in a house where not everyone was on the same page with me, but still able to find a common ground and basically relate in that time period that I was there.
So while you were there, were you able to make a connection with anybody, just even a spark with anybody that was there?
Well, I'll say, like, the 7 men that I was in the house with, there was all something really incredible about all of them, and I wouldn't discredit them in any way. But I think for me personally, I wasn't able to make the connection I was hoping for because I don't know that that their mindset was the same as mine. And not to say that mine was any better, but I knew exactly what I was looking for, and I didn't see that there. So I did not find love in the spouse house, and I did not get married there.
Wow. Now, going into the spouse house, while they're interviewing you guys, do they kind of link up profiles to say, okay, we're picking these 14 people because we're thinking they're going to be a perfect match. So then when you get in a house, you should be able to, link up with someone.
Yeah, that was the idea of the show, was to do a little bit of digging and find out the background of everyone and what they were looking for, and to make sure that we were compatible. I mean, they did it on so many different levels, and I have to give them so much credit for that. They dug into our psychological background and our family history and education and religion.
Wow.
And in all of those things as far as health goes as well. And so they did their research and they came up with the best matches they thought they'd find.
Wow. So while you were there, did anybody link up? Did anybody get married?
Well, if you tune in on Sunday nights on TLC, it comes on at 9 p.m. You will see now that there's been one marriage, and there is one proposal that has been left on the cliffhanger from Sunday night, and we'll see if she accepts that proposal. So right now there's been one, and possibly another on the way.
Yeah, I started watching because I started watching because Rochelle told me that you were going to be on there. So I started watching, and I thought it was unfair because I didn't believe, it just felt like it wasn't enough options for you there.
For me personally.
Yes, I didn't feel like you had a chance to, it wasn't enough diversity, and there wasn't enough options for you, like you, and not that culture or race was an important part, but I think coming from a black perspective, I would have liked to see more than one black, I think it was one or twice, two black.
It was two, yes.
It was two black men. Out of how many men
Out of
together?
7.
Out of 7 men, there were only 2 black men. So you only had a choice between these 2.
Well, I mean,
if you want to, say what your preferences are, you may be open to dating,
Yes.
outside your race, which is wonderful. But if you wasn't, and I just felt like it wasn't enough diversity.
well, I mean, I do agree with you to a certain extent. And I will say that I don't think that I would have been able to do the show if I wasn't open to dating outside of my race. And I definitely am, and open-minded in that way that I didn't care what color he came in. I just wanted him to be about me and love me, and not necessarily saying that he had to have like this crazy relationship with God that was beyond what I would understand, but I just wanted someone that was going to have a relationship with God, and I wasn't going to question what that was, but I needed to know that he knew who that was. So I will agree with you, though, that I didn't feel like I was at an advantage, and the only reason is because I don't know that all of those men were open to dating a woman of color.
Yeah, when and just to go back on what you said, I just didn't know how truthful the other men were regarding if they were open to dating African American women, because you did not make any connection with the other ones. That's what I didn't even see them even finding, wanted to know what your interests were. I didn't see anyone, you had some conversations, but I didn't see, I don't think it was fair for you. That was just my.
I appreciate that. Everyone that watched the show for me was super supportive, and I think that they can feel some of the things that I was feeling during the show. But I had to go out there with an open mind, an open heart, and just put it all out there and give it my all, and I think I did that well.
Well, I think it was reality sitting in, because when you look at how things are in the world today, black men are not really dating black women. When you really look at the numbers, if they had to choose, they will choose the other race. And so that was a dose of reality right there when you're actually put in that situation. So given that dose of reality, did you walk away with a negative or a bad taste in your mouth, like, wow, like, was it just like, this is just like it is in the real world, even though you was on a reality show?
Yeah, I think that's exactly it. It was supposed to be reality. What we were dealing with, what I deal with back here home in Chicago and looking and searching for someone, the right person. I mean, we did this in, this was filmed in Los Angeles, and we still brought Chicago to LA, so I still was kind of dealing with the same thing. But I didn't walk away feeling like I failed or that it was a letdown. It just kind of reassured me that I know exactly what I want. I know exactly what I'm looking for, and I will not stop until I get it.
And that's a good thing. Let me just ask you this, because a lot of women do have this list of things that they want, and some things on this can be unrealistic, and that's why maybe we have not found anybody. So knowing exactly what you want, are you willing to compromise? And when I say compromise, knowing what your core needs are, not really compromising on your core needs. But if you meet somebody, say your preferences, he has to be tall, he has to be dark, he has to be handsome, and you meet somebody that's not so tall and not so handsome, but he has all the other qualities and things that you're looking for, are you willing to say, I'll give him a chance, or will you pass him up because he's not wrapped in that package?
Oh, if I would have asked, if I would have answered this question in my 20s, I would have said that all of those things are important, and absolutely, I am not going to compromise on anything. But I think that, the older that you get and the more mature that we get as women, we have to throw out what's important and hold on to what's dear to our heart. And for me, no, he doesn't. I am so willing to compromise. He doesn't have to be like this tall basketball player that is making incredible money and just has all the looks. No, he doesn't have to have that anymore. But in my 20s, yeah, absolutely, that's what he needed to look like. That's how he needed to present to me. But no, not now. I am definitely willing to compromise. Everything is not a necessity, as long as in the end he treats me with respect, and he is willing to protect me, and he desires only me.
Wow. Okay, I have a question from Facebook. Henry says, what are some of the general things queens want and they will not compromise on? What are some things that you just I'm not going to compromise on this. I need this in a relationship, and if he cannot give this to me, then we cannot be. It doesn't even make sense to waste my time.
Do you want to answer that?
I can answer that. I would say, yeah. One of the things that I will not compromise on is I have children. So if you're not able to, accept my children, for one, that's something that I'm not going to compromise on. I'm also not going to compromise on you tolerating me versus celebrating me. I want somebody, like you said, who wants to be with just you. I'm not interested in sharing. And if you are, then continue to share and let me be. I want somebody who's transparent, who's truthful, and who's really honest about his walk with God. I mean, you're really somebody that I can follow, and I can look at your life, and the life that you mimic at home is the life that you mimic in public. And I'm looking for somebody, if I'm looking for marriage, you're looking for that. Don't tell me that you're looking for that and you're not looking for that. Yeah, be honest with me so that I won't waste time with you.
Yeah, I think that all of those things that you're saying, I think that for me, it's common sense. Those are all the things that should be reciprocated, and that's just human nature. And I know that we're not always dealing with people at a stable level. I get that. But for me, I think that, and I'm sorry, men, that I have to say this, but I think that you have to keep things really simple-minded when you're asking for what you want. And for me, it would just be, if I had to sum it up, you've just got to respect me.
Yes.
You've got to respect me with everything that you have. I promise that I will do the same, but I've got to feel like I am respected, because along with respect comes all of those other things under the umbrella. And that comes with love and honesty, and that's all about respect. So when I get that and I feel like I genuinely have that, I feel like I've definitely got something to work with.
I won't compromise on courtship.
Oh, yes.
I really,
yes.
I like to be courted. I like to develop a friendship, with anyone that I'm interested in. Really want a friendship, so that feelings and caring and love can develop over time. And then with you, then I can continue to know what I won't compromise as we evolve into something different or something new. So I really try to give, my mate the benefit of the doubt. But if you're my friend, we could talk about anything, we could laugh about anything, and then we genuinely love each other just as being beings, just as being human. I will have a love for you. So the common respect of not hurting me will increase because you care about me and you took the time to develop these emotions for me. We talk about, things, we talk about our likes, we talk about our wants, but that's how you develop a friendship. That's how you know that I like him.
But it can have the opposite effect though, Valerie. If you are friends and you're just close and he's feeling like, I don't want to hurt her, it can have the opposite effect on him being truthful to you because he doesn't want to hurt you. So he's going to try to protect you and lie or leave out stuff thinking that he's protecting you.
But I think you have discernment as a woman to know that. If you in tune with yourself and in tune with people who you involve yourself with, you can, you know what you want as a woman. And if you can't give me that, I'm not going to, not count you out as a friend, but I know where to put you at. I'm not going to compromise on what I want and need as a woman.
So why do so many stay when they're not getting what they want as a woman, waiting around for this man to evolve into something he's never going to evolve, not for you anyway. He may do it for somebody else, but he's not going to do it for you. Why do we waste time?
I think that we put in this time and effort in the relationship, and we hate to just throw our hands up. We're kind of taught as humans not to give up easily, and nothing comes easy to you, and you've got to have patience. And so I think that sometimes we mix those feelings up and we stay too long just because we've put all of this love, time, and energy into building and developing something, and we're just kind of trying to be patient and see if it's going to flourish or not. But I think that we also, in the meantime, lose ourselves, lose our self-worth. And I think once it's like a light bulb goes off, and when it goes off and you're like, what am I doing? Then we can get up and leave. But sometimes it takes a minute, and I have respect for women that, are going through that because I feel like I've done the same thing myself.
And I don't think that there's anything wrong with, sometimes you stay too long, but I would prefer to engage all my possibilities with this person than to find the representative that I jumped into and he pretended to be all these things, and then come the 4th month, because I waited 90 days, here come the representative coming out then you see the real him. Right, then you see the real him, and you have all these expectations because he fed you all this garbage. And then the representative come out. So for me, I find comfort in having that courtship so that I can really see and observe and kind of step back sometimes and see. I can reevaluate the situation. And I'm not locked in. Sometimes we want it so bad, we jump in, we lock in so quick, and I'm like, who is he? I don't even remember him. What is his name? You got a twin brother, something who just came in the door. So if I take the time with you, then you should be able to tell me anything. You should be able to say, this is not what I want, or I thought I wanted. And I should be able to tell you that too. And hopefully the friendship can kind of still stay intact, because at our age, I'm not trying to make friends or make appointments to lose them. My time and energy is important and it's very valuable. So you got to be saying something out your mouth in order to even get a hooey-hoo for me.
No, your words have to line up with your actions.
Absolutely.
I'm all about consistency. I'm going to watch and I'm going to follow your lead on everything that you do. So I always tell the man, you set the tone for the relationship and then I'm going to follow. Why? Because I'm a submissive woman. If you're leading me the right way and you're following God, I'm going to follow you. Mm-hmm. But if you're leading me with some BS, then I'm going to sit back and I'm going to pull myself back mentally first and then physically. And then I'm out of there. I'm like you, Valerie. Yeah. I exhaust every measure with you. So when I walk away, I'm done.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But you know, when you first meet someone, it is the mouthpiece. It is what you're saying to me that's gonna make me say, "Ooh, okay, I like his conversation. He feeds me. I love a man to feed me, to give me some new knowledge and education that I may not have known." You know, I'm like, "Whoa!"
And literally, I'll take some real food too.
Absolutely. Like the guy that I'm dating now, the first couple of months, he bought me a few books, and he had them mailed to the house. And I was like, oh my God. You know, because knowledge is something no one can take back from me.
Right, absolutely.
But I thought that was something that was out of the ordinary for me, to have someone, when I'm on the phone with him, I'm like, somebody send me a book. He's like, you know, and it was him, and I didn't know at the time, and he's like, you know, and I put it together because we were actually talking about the book. And he sent me the book, and so we started reading the book together and having discussions. You know, we listen to podcasts together. So not at the same time. Like I'll listen to a podcast and tell him to listen to one, and then we discuss it. And that's what helps us, you know, connect and you know, have something greater than
stay connected as well.
And we both feed each other. You know, I opened doors that he had closed because I'm a humanitarian. I love people. I love to give to people. And I'm an animal lover. He's not. So I soften him up. And he hardens me up with, you know, just like worldviews. Like, he is a worldview fanatic. He loves, you know, what's going on over here. And see, this is what happened. And he sends me articles. But that makes me hold on a little longer. Because I feel like this is something a little bit more secure for me. It's something a little bit more special than someone like, let's go hang out at the bar.
Right. I call it, I think it's sapiosexual, where you're attracted to the intelligence of that person. So the guy that I'm with, you know, he knows just about any subject. He can talk about that subject, which I like because, like, I'm a little naive sometimes when it comes to the different things that are going on in the world. Because when you're raising kids, your head is somewhere else. And so he knows just about anything, any subject that's out there. And I like that he can feed me. I like being under a man that I can learn from. Well, I can look at him and, you know, just seeing him, and I'd be like, all right, professor, tell me whatever. I'm taking notes. I'm learning. And then there are things that I can teach him, and he's looking at me like, where do you get that from? Like, how did you know that? So, you know, it's like, don't underestimate this little girl, this little West Side girl. You know, I allow my man to be the leader and to let him think he knows everything, even if he doesn't. I make him think it's his idea. And somebody put on here, are you sure you're submissive, Lady Rochelle? I am, but that submissiveness is not for everybody. It's not for everybody. It's for
me in person,
right? It's for that special one. It's for that special one. So if you are just tuned into Facebook, this is Warriors Talk with Lady Rochelle on UBM Radio, and we are talking about being single, yeah, saved, yes, satisfied. Wait a minute. Right now, what we're going to do is we're going to take a break, and we're going to listen to "Lately" by Anita Baker. What you got? You got two of them with you?
No, one. So the other one, I've been trying to get in contact with her. We halfway here. She like, I need my medicine, my back hurting. You ignored me for about
You know, this lady's name, you got to wait.
It's ladies' night. You don't have to wait the white flag.
Coming in.
Okay, you guys, thank you for tuning in.
Oh, by the way, aficionado?
Aficionado was the word. Oh my God.
Yes, aficionado. All that means is she's a house head.
Officiano was the word that I screwed up at the beginning.
I told her to
That's
play
okay.
James
Officiano.
Brown. I'm satisfied.
She sure did. She was like, play that. I'm like,
in a way I'm living.
hey, you guys, thank you for tuning in to
Okay.
Facebook.
So happy, yes I am. Yeah.
It's ladies.
I'm satisfied in the way I'm living.
Oh my God.
Michelle,
Yes.
we doing prayer or?
No prayer. No prayer.
No problem.
This is ladies' night right now with Warriors Talk. Again, we're talking about being single, saved, and satisfied. And we have Toya Michelle here today, who is one of the stars of the reality show, The Spouse House, who is sharing her reality with us about being single, saved, and satisfied. So thank you guys for tuning in. Please continue to tune in. We're on break right now. We'll be back in maybe, I would say, 2 minutes. Share the video if you haven't shared the video. Like the video, invite somebody in, and leave comments. Please leave comments because I will read them on air. Henry, I hope we answered your question. Let me know if we did not answer your question.
He's just as confused as before.
Did we confuse you, Henry? Somebody said, I just tuned in, though, a Facebook friend who is your guest speaking, Toya, who is, let me see, SENOJ. Who is that?
SEN.
Thank you, Annette. She said she was tuning in. Who is a guest that's speaking? That's not your friend? Okay, maybe it's Valerie's.
Okay.
Maybe it's Valerie's. So, you guys, if you have any questions about being single, saved, and satisfied, I will say about being single. Being single, it talked about what we're doing in our singleness, what we should be doing. We shouldn't be worried about being single. We shouldn't be worried about our partners. What we should be doing is preparing ourselves. We should be serving God. And in serving Him, once you learn how to serve Him, you'll learn how to serve a partner. So, like, serving Him with everything you have. So when you have that partner, you will do the same thing. That's what we're supposed to be doing. When you're married, you're serving your partner first, and then you're serving God. God understands that you have that person that you're one with. But so often we become one with randoms. And God didn't intend it to be that way. He didn't intend us to be one with somebody that we're not married to. And whenever we are connected with someone, it could be emotionally, it could be sexually. When things are transferred, we become one with that person, but not one in the right way. And then we wonder why it doesn't work out, because that's not the person that God wants us with. And sometimes we don't wait and hear from Him to ask Him about, is this really the person for me? Sometimes we get the red flags and we ignore them. We deny our intuition. Discernment that God has given us, we deny it. What did you say, Henry? Question answered. He said, that's you. Confused? No. Enjoying the show? Yes. Oh, he said he's not confused. Well, he's not confused. So I would just encourage any single people out there to seek God first. I know everybody say that, but when you seek Him first and you tell Him what you want. I tell Him specifics what I want, because if you don't tell Him specifics, He can send you whatever He wants, which that's what He's going to do anyway. But it's nice to have your input and say, Daddy, this is what I want, right? And you tell Him exactly what you want. But He's going to send you what you need and what He desires for your life. So, let's see. Who else is here? Oh, she says, wow, becoming one with randoms, picking up. Yes, Heather, picking up all kind of spirits. And that's what we do. So that's why when you connect with the one, you confused, because you have not detoxed yourself. You still have a lot of residue inside of you, literally inside of you, from all of these people that you have connected with. And sometimes that's why people say when you're single to sit back, take time to heal. And most of the time we don't want to do that because we want to heal by getting into somebody else. But if you take time to heal and clear the residue, then that would allow you to recognize the spirit that you're supposed to be connected with.
And becoming satisfied with self. You know, becoming satisfied with yourself, becoming satisfied with, your purpose in life, your goals that you're trying to accomplish, and finding fulfillment and delight in you. Like, I get delighted in myself because
Date yourself.
Valerie is hot. To me she is.
I'm liking the lipstick.
Oh, thank you.
Is it matte?
It is.
It's cute. I like it.
Ruby woo. But
All right, Wooby.
Mhm.
Wooby. Wooby.
but when you satisfied with the way you live in, what you put out into the universe, what you get back into the universe, it comes back. And I think sometimes we have to be content with love that we get. Because we get it from so many different sources. Now when we become love, you become this light, this being that all people are attracted to.
Ladies' night. Ladies' night. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh.
Okay, we're about to come back, you guys, because it's ladies' night. Yeah. It's ladies' night. We're talking about being single, saved, and satisfied, you guys. Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm enjoying the music. And you are tuned in to Warriors Talk with Lady Rochelle here on UBM Radio, your station for faith, talk, and music. We are talking about being single actually, yeah, saved, yes, satisfied. Wait a minute. All right, we want to find out if you singles out there are satisfied. And we have Toya Michelle here. Again, she is one of the stars off of Spouse House on TLC that airs at 9. Is it Eastern time?
That's 9 p.m. Central.
9 p.m. Central time, so you can check it out. They had 14 singles in the house trying to find the one. And we talked to Toya, and she said she didn't find the one when she was in that house. But guess what? Toya is still single. And are you looking, Toya?
Absolutely. Give me a call.
Oh, wait, hold on. I gotta let y'all see her.
We're screening all potential callers.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you.
I'm gonna sell Toya right now.
Lady Michelle and I we're screening all callers.
Yes.
Yes, I got my ladies here taking
Toya
care of
is
me.
special. She's special. Let me tell you, she's single. She has no kids. She owns her own property. She drives a luxury car. She's college educated, and she's gorgeous. I always tell her, Toya, you are the total package. She can have any man that she wants. So I would encourage you, Toya, not to settle, because you don't have to. Now, if you had kids and you had all this other stuff going on, then you'd be like, okay, you know what? Okay, I got this and I got that. You don't have those things.
I can always count on you to pick me up, make me feel better. No, your statement has been consistent, for real. You've been saying that all along, and thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Like the biggest cheerleader over here, for real. Like you got the best friend in your pocket right there. Yeah, I'm trying not to settle.
You're not trying. You are doing.
I am doing it so far.
I think. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, as we continue to open up ourselves, as we evolve as women, your interests sometimes pull certain people to you as well.
Yeah,
So
reputation.
really just allowing yourself to jump out there into things that you like, into things that you want to do. You know, what's on your bucket list, you know, of things you want to do, so you can just expose yourself to new things, new people. You never know. I always tell Rochelle, like, you never know who's connected to your husband.
Yes. Hey, hubby.
Yeah.
I think we sell ourselves short as well, because we don't go to the different places. We're always operating within the same circle, and we're getting the same results. So my thought has been, since June, I said, you know what, I'm going to change my mindset, and I am going to start positioning myself for the one that God has designed for me. And so I'm making sure that I'm lining all my ducks up in a row. So when he sees me, we're going to gravitate towards each other. Why? Because I am putting it out in the atmosphere that this is what I want, this is what I need, and he's going to know it, and it's not going to be any confusion when it happens, trust me.
Yeah, I think that something my cousin said to me, he said, you won't really find the one sitting at home on your couch. You
Yeah.
got to be out and about. And he said, well, now, I mean, the mailman could come to your door and that could be him. I suppose so. But, I mean, your chances are better if you're out and about and you're surrounding yourself and putting yourself in the places where you would like to find somebody. If you're not interested in bars and clubs, then that's not the place probably where you want to meet your person. But someone asked me the other day, so are you doing any church activities? If you so desperately want to find someone who has a relationship with God, what are you doing in the church? Like, not to search for someone in the church.
Don't go to church.
And so,
don't go to church.
oh my goodness, but wait, I feel like going to church, and looking for someone is like not the thing to do.
No.
I feel like I'm missing the word because I'm focused on the
Right.
wrong thing. You know what I mean?
And don't do it.
Your whole mentality changed. Your dress changed. You'll start dressing because you're trying to attract someone at the church. So you're not focused. And guess what? The men can't focus either because they're visual. So they're watching you. And guess what? They're watching you and the 20 other women in the church. They're getting your number and the 20 other women in the church. The pool in the church is so, oh Lord. The pool in the church is so small. I'm so serious. The pool in the church is so small that it's not, and I don't want to discourage anyone who wants to date somebody in the church. It's to me, it's just not worth it. I mean, you have your.
That's like dating somebody at your workplace, right? Like you just don't do it. Like you.
I would rather date somebody at my workplace.
Than somebody at church.
Ain't nobody at my workplace. You know, ain't nobody there. I want to date. Nobody there. But
Disclaimer.
nobody's at my workplace I want to date. But I mean, for me, I have not had much luck dating someone in the church. I have always dated outside of the church. And I have always been the same kind of treatment I can get from the men outside, I can get from the men in the church. So I would rather, I have more, what's the word I'm looking for?
Success?
I don't want to say success, but I'm looking for more from a man that's in the church than a man in the street.
You have more expectations from a man.
Yes, expectations, which I want them to be a certain way. If you're a man in the church, I'm expecting certain things from you and a certain treatment from you than I am from the man on the street. I'm expecting him to do whatever, but I'm expecting you to follow the word of God. And in following the word of God, I want you, as Valerie said, to court me the way we're supposed to court in the church. That means we're not doing anything outside of the will of God. And marriage is one of those things. So a lot of men in the church will play on you because they know you want to get married. They'll play on you, and Sally Mae too, because they know that you want to get married, so they will string you along. And we fall for it. So that's just me. I don't really care to date men in the church. I hope my pastor not listening.
I have a question. So what do you think comes across as desperate? Like, what are some signs that come across, like, do you think in a man's eyes that may be desperate?
Not a lot.
Age plays a factor. Men will tend to think that we're more desperate the older that we get. Doesn't necessarily mean that that's the way that it is, but like, what for you comes across as desperate?
As far as women, like, or men?
No, like, I guess probably would be best to ask a man, but like, I feel like I hear men say all the time that they think women are desperate.
They are desperate. They are. I'm going to tell you why. We don't give a man a chance to hunt. They don't have to work. They don't have to do anything.
Yes, that's so true.
They
and then when they meet someone who
wants to be courted,
wants to be courted, we are foreign. It's like, I just had her the other day and she let me do, and it's like, are you kidding me? Like, these women, they have men are messed up because of the women. They putting out and giving out, and I hate
on the
that
first date.
Oh yeah, I hate that it's happening like this.
Yeah.
But the men, their expectation is for you to do that too.
Yeah.
And it's like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Like, really?
And this is why they will wait the 90 days. You think they waiting 90 days for you. They ain't waiting 90 days for you. They over there getting it from Mary and Jackie. And while you waiting
Mary
90
is
days,
your word.
They'll wait. I
Mary
know.
couple
They'll wait for Mary because Mary is like a wholesome name. They'll wait for Mary and Jackie, and they'll wait on you while they over there getting it from them. So you think, oh, he's waiting on me, girl. I'm waiting
He's
with the
so
90 days.
patient.
He's so patient. No, he's a sheep. and wolf clothing, baby.
But, you know, and that's why courtship is important to me. Because I can see, no one's perfect. We all have flaws. But I love to see the spirit of a person. Because that's your true self. Your spirit, your core, your soul. That's your true self. So when I can tap into the spirit of someone, I see a different side of a person, especially when they talk about their passion and talk about things that they like and want to do. And I just, you can see someone in a different light. So I try not to, I don't know, I'm so content with Valerie sometimes that I have to make sure that I'm giving more to, and he's not just giving himself to me. I have to make sure that it's an even exchange because,
Most of the time it's not. We work hard in a relationship and sits back and watch us work. Why?
That's right.
Because he got 4 other women doing the same thing,
That's
so
true.
he doesn't have to do
But
anything.
sometimes I make them work so hard that
What?
That you scare him away.
Okay. No, I don't scare them away, but
Oh my goodness.
I
Did you just say that? They supposed to. Let me tell you what a
I'm
man
not
gonna
saying
do.
that it don't.
Let
I
me tell you
love-
what a man gonna do.
I
This
like
come
the
from a
action.
man. If a man wants you, he gonna go through hell and hot water to get you. You're not gonna have to make
I
him
don't
work
really
to
see
do
a lot
thing.
of men doing that though.
That's because we don't require it.
And see, that's
We don't require it. Go ahead.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
But still, that makes it very difficult for us because
The right man
he's gonna
will do it. The right man.
And I say that because my guy's like, I always show you, which he does. He's good on the just because stuff. I brought you some flowers or some. He fills up my Pandora bracelets for me sometimes, but he had the communication and commitment, verbally saying that this is what it is kind of difficult for him, and so that's what I need though. That's my love language.
I was going to say though.
That's
his
my love language. I'm a verbal and action
It's
mixed
gonna be
up.
an
I
after
need
show.
you to say what it is, and he's like, "Don't I show you?" Oh, you do, but I need to hear it. I need you to verbally say it
Yes.
because it's like I'm a witness to what you're saying.
Look into my eyes.
So, I have to, he has commitment issues. And so I understand that, and in understanding that doesn't mean that I'm okay with it,
Okay, I was getting ready to say that.
because I'm not, but I'm making sure that he's working on it because that's what I need. And if you really feel like you want this, then you're gonna work on that part.
I hope he's listening.
He's
He
gonna
ain't
work
listening.
on.
He's not on social media.
He's driving a bus
Okay.
right now, but
What?
he's
You just
not.
said that? Really? Just put it out there like that?
He's not on social media. He hates social media. He feels like it's the devil, and he feels like it's an invasion of privacy too. So,
Well, Toya, when was the last time you went on a date?
On Spouse House.
Oh my goodness, are you kidding
What was
me?
that?
That
Really?
was a few months ago. That was
So,
Oh my
Toya, let me
God,
ask you
yeah.
this: do you feel satisfied though?
I do feel satisfied.
awesome.
I feel satisfied because things, in the last couple of months haven't been going great for me, and on so many different levels. And I think I had no choice but to really turn to God. And so I do. I feel really satisfied now. Like, I feel like I understand a lot more, and I have a lot more patience, and I'm able to find peace within the things that I'm doing, and until this person and this date and comes along, and besides, like, it's just given me the opportunity to just work on myself.
Yeah.
I got some things that I need to fix, and I realized some of that on the show, and so I came home and I'm able to work on some of those things.
But sometimes God serenades you and He courts you.
Mhm.
It's a courtship.
I
with-
feel
with
that. I
God.
totally feel that.
He's like, I'm not ready to reveal you yet.
Yeah.
I'm gonna love you some more,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna fill you with some things that you need to need to have.
Yeah.
And when I reveal you to the world, because sometimes I feel like, I'm invisible. but it's purposely done so that you can work on it, you can stay hidden and not, even though you're in plain view, you're still hidden.
You're like a butterfly in the cocoon.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Get deep, girl.
That's my little butterfly. But you are, like Rochelle said, in this cocoon, and God is working on you. He's loving you. He's courting you. And it's just so good. And my mom died 2 years ago, and I have had my battle with grief. And I had really a meltdown like in January, and I just had to stop everything. I stopped school. My job kind of slowed down in my hours, and I just decided to give myself time, and I had to be good to myself in order for me to kind of place the grief where it needed to be and to accept my new life without my mom. So I feel like, God just gave me, he sheltered me, he protected me during this time of rejuvenation. Like I had to rejuvenate myself. And I'm just a different person. I'm such a different person. And I'm so grateful for that time that he allowed me to have. And that he is conscious, that he made me conscious of how he's working in my life. It's like one day I felt a shift, and he was like, I'm shifting you. I'm making all this stuff work for you, and I want you to see it. And I was able to step back and watch him work in my life, and it was phenomenal. And just to be able to see it, because not everybody has the ability to do it, but not everybody tap into that field.
But if you're busy going from random to random, you're not going to be able to feel that connection with God. You're going to lose his voice. So Toya, give us some words of wisdom. Somebody who's single, somebody who's saved, and somebody who's satisfied.
Well, I had to realize like what I wanted as a single woman. And I also had to realize that if I was going to do anything and it was going to be great, it was going to be because of God. And I really truly feel that. And I don't know that I was always there. And once I got to that place, like, I feel like being single is beautiful. And it's fun. And I never thought it could be that way before. I would always go from one relationship to the other really quickly. And for the first time in my life, there's nobody. And I'm okay with that. So I think like the word of wisdom that that I would give to anybody who's single out there is just enjoy being single. Really truly enjoy that and embrace it. And I remember people telling me that, like, people older than me, my mom and them sharing their wisdom, and they would tell me like, well, just enjoy it and embrace it. And I'm like, no, this isn't fun. I need another person, but I don't feel that today. I feel like I am happy being single. And I truly believe that when my time comes, my time will come. And so that's what I gotta tell all the single ladies out there. Enjoy being single because it's a lot of fun.
And those are some awesome words of wisdom. Singles that are single, saved, and satisfied, start positioning and preparing yourself for what you want. Wait on the Lord, serve him, trust him, and he will put the right person in your life. Warriors, remember to keep thriving while surviving. I'm sorry, we went past the time. We were supposed to be done at 55.
We're supposed to be done at 55?
At 55, yes. You got to watch the clock. That's right. Okay. Yeah, okay. So Facebook is just going off over here. Okay, you guys, thank you for tuning in. This is the after show, so don't go anywhere. So we're going to continue to talk. Valerie, what was you getting ready to say? Because I'm going to read some of these comments.
I can't remember.
You can't remember? Okay. While it's coming to her, let me just get through some of the comments. Thank you guys for tuning in. This was an awesome show. I told y'all it was going to be juicy. Y'all didn't believe me. It was juicy. Let's see. Annette says, don't ignore your intuition because you will settle. Yep, people settle all the time because they don't go with what the intuition says. Henry says, I always say, don't ruin your day by picking up a stray. Okay.
Oh, okay, Henry.
That's funny. Hey, Deborah Nelson. Hey, Devo. Thank you. Natalie says, and take your time. Don't miss subtle hints because God will protect you from mess if you stay woke. Stay woke. That's the key word. Stay woke. Henry says, Mr. Wright is not going to break in your house to meet you. You got to get out. Well, he might break in your house. You know, he might.
Then you might send her in after
Hey, Danielle. I'm sorry. Heather Cook says, preach. Danielle says, say that. Amen to that. Hey, Tracy. Okay, what is Greg? Greg says, the right man knows that God will put her in his path. Yeah, I believe that. I believe he will put you. He will put you in the path of the person that you're supposed to be with. But you also have to position yourself too, because we be thinking God put us in the path of some people, and we get with them, and
He'd be like, not that path.
right, he be trying to get you out of that path, and you study coming over there.
Not gonna listen.
Right.
Go down.
He'll-
Call me when you finish.
Right, he'll leave you there, and he'll leave you there. You've been a missed an
Call me
opportunity.
when you finish walking down that lonely.
Exactly. Remember, we have free will. God has a life plan for us, but we do have free will. Henry says, ladies, remember, everyone wasn't raised the way you were, nor taught the values you were taught.
And that's true.
That's true. Hey, Keena.
That's true.
Greg says, you have to resonate what you desire. God insists. God isn't micromanaging our lives at the level I am hearing, and I am at the level I am hearing this conversation. If it's God's design, it doesn't require the dating or the courting. Yes, it does. Even if it's designed, you still have to do the dating and the courting. You're just not going to automatically just come together and everything is just going to flow. No, it's going to take some work on our part.
He thinks that works then. How that pattern is supposed to go then if you don't do dating and courting.
Right. No, I think he thought we were saying we were leaving it out.
No.
He says I'm hearing in the conversation, if it's God's design, it doesn't require the dating or the courting.
No, it does.
That's not what we're saying. We're saying it does, and that's what we want.
And God dates and courts us too. So, you always want someone that's going to love you just as much as God loves you. No one can love you just as much, but you can feel love. You know when love is good.
Mm-hmm.
And to be able to, you date and court me, that shows me how much you're interested in me and how much you want to date me and spend time with me and get to know me. So that's absolutely important, to be able to, spend time with someone.
He says, show me that biblically. Right now, if we had to look it up, show you what biblically that dating and courting, God doesn't date anyone. Please, he has a spirit.
For a second.
Okay. God doesn't date anyone. He has a spirit. I disagree with that. I think God does date us. I'm not saying sexually he dates us,
Right.
but God, he is our father. And just like when you have a father and your father figure shows you how to interact with other males, God is the ultimate father. So he does date his people. He shows us how we're supposed to be treated. Why? Because he brought love into the world. Love conquers all. And because of love, we're able to love our enemies. We're able to love people who does things to us that
And not only
God
that,
dates us. I don't know I don't know if you're meaning it in that way, but I believe that God dates us.
Right. And when you're open to love, just like when you open to a relationship with God, you spend time with God, and he gives you the answers that you're seeking for, because you have to seek him. So as you're seeking him, he's giving you your answers, he's giving you discernment, he's giving you revelations, and he's dating you. To me, that's what I call it. I call it spending time. I can hear him serenading me sometimes, because I can hear music doing my meditation and doing time where I make time for prayer and meditation in my day. So I make time to spend with God, and I call it a date, Greg.
It's a date with God. If we can make a date with anybody else, we
want
can make
to.
a date with God.
I'm dating the spirit.
He goes, we dating the spirit. The pimp game is strong because of the type of thinking. They know how to wind down and receive. Yeah, that's true. We said that already. We said that at the
But
beginning of
the
the show.
pimp game is old.
The pimp game, and
it's tired, and we know it when we see it. So don't think it's so. Come up with some new pimp rules, and maybe you can pull something on somebody's face.
Right, because sometimes, hey, I don't hate the player. I don't hate the game, because I've been there and I've done that. If that's the life that you choose, if you want to still walk around and play the pimp game, okay, that's fine. I may play with you for a little while, But at the end of the day, you won't be the person that is going to be my ride or die. Or you're not going to be that person that God has set aside for me. No, you're going to be probably my right now. And once the right now is over with, it's a done deal. They say when a woman's fed up, ain't nothing you can do about it. So we'll deal with your BS for a while, and then when we're tired on our terms, we'll leave you alone. This has been a fun show.
Because I'm just saying it like it is.
Girl.
You know what's really funny is that they can dish it out, but boy, when it's time for them to take it,
Men can't take nothing.
And also,
Men can't take nothing. They can dish all day long.
You know, it's a lot of talk about black women and how we are the least desirable and
Okay.
we are the least dated and the least, and I say that's a bunch of crap. I don't believe it, and it could be true statistically, but I don't really fall into what the media says and what the media defines for us as women, especially as black women.
They can't see me.
I know that that things happen, but I just don't believe in all the rhetoric about who we are, and I just will not allow society to define me and let me carry that. Oh, you guys don't get that. That's a bunch of crap. Because
It's a lot of black men out here that love us some chocolate. These chocolate women.
Mm-hmm.
Let me read this.
It's a lot of nationalities.
That love us. They love our
black
chocolate
women,
skin, all our shades, all our colors.
I always get a look here and there. I don't care the thicker the snicker, the snicker the dicker, whatever you want to say it. But men love women, and they love women, the spirit of a woman. They know
femininity.
The femininity of a woman.
Yes.
So I really just don't buy all of that hogwash about black women and that we're least desirable, because that's what they want us to feel. They want
Do
that.
you feel that way?
Well, it's
No,
a lot
some.
of it's just a lot of numbers floating around and a lot of articles on that, and I think it's just a evil trick to try to get us to plant that in our soul. Like nobody wants us. That's a lie.
That's a lie. Let me read this comment that Greg left. He says, laugh out loud. I'm saying my practice is filled with women who have at one point said all of these things, but if it works, why are so many women single? Why are so many men single as well?
And why are so many black men locked up?
Why are so many black men not working?